One of the must-have items for adventure riding is a hydration pack. And today I'm going to show you how you can turn that hydration pack into a full-on survival kit. Hi everyone and welcome to EscapeArtist. On this week's episode we're looking at the importance of a really good quality hydration pack and how you can turn that hydration pack into a survival kit should things turn sour out on the trails. So let's get into it. Carrying plenty of water that's readily available while you're riding is important for reasons I'm sure I don't need to explain to you. So first up today we're going to be looking at the quality components of a hydration pack to look for when you're buying one. This is the pack that I use, and this is a 12 litre pack. It's got a 3 litre bladder and it has 9 litres of volume for storing bits and pieces, which I'm going to go through very shortly. This pack is top of the range, so it's cost a few dollars, but in my opinion it's well worth it. The components are very high quality. The stitching and grab handles like that are very, very strong, and it also comes with really comfortable straps on the side with loads of adjustable points. This one goes around your waist as well and has 2 clips that come around your chest. The drink tube, as you can see there, is insulated, and that's an important feature. It helps keep the water cool, but it will prevent algae from growing inside that tube as well because it's obviously exposed to the sunlight. One of the qualities I really like about this particular pack is that it comes with extra spinal protection in the form of high density foam. So what do we do when we're out riding and things turn bad? Another one of the must-have items for adventure riding is your personal locator beacon, PLB. Now, what if, worst case scenario, that doesn't work? Maybe there's no satellite, maybe the batteries are flat, maybe you've had an accident and smashed it to pieces. So what happens then? And in any case, your PLB shouldn't be kept in your hydration pack. For if you break your arms, break a collarbone and you can't get to that pack, you're not going to be able to get to your PLB. So don't keep it in your hydration pack, keep it on your person where you can get to it the most easily. So let's look at the hydration pack and how we can kit that out for worst case scenario. This is the gear that I carry in my hydration pack. All of it has a purpose, so I'm going to run through each one of these individually with you to explain why I carry them. First cab off the rank is the hydration bladder itself. Now this one here is 3 litres in volume, which I find is perfect for me. Anywhere between 2 and 3 is good, any less than that is too little, and any more than that it starts to get really heavy. So between 2 and 3 litres is what you're looking for. These ones come with a really high quality lid here, a great seal, and this is one of the most important features of it is the bite piece. This one has a really nice wide one, delivers quite a lot of water and a really good lock. So it's very easy to use on the go and stops leaks. Now your really high quality hydration packs will have antibacterial compounds put into the bladders themselves, and that keeps the water cleaner for longer. You do still need to clean them fairly regularly. So 3 litres of water will get you a fair way. On a regular day, 3 litres is a decent amount of water to drink. But what if you're in a situation where you're a long way from anywhere and you need to walk? You might be potentially a day, 2 days, 3 days from help if you're not sure where you are maybe. So what do you do in that case? Because 3 litres won't get you there. An item that I carry is this guy here, the Life Straw. Now this is good for up to 4,000 litres. So the Life Straw has been designed to be able to filter pretty much any kind of bacteria out of any kind of water and make it drinkable for you. They're a fantastic bit of kit. You just pop the cap off of that end, the cap off of that end, sit it in the water for about 10 to 20 seconds and then sip through it. At the end of each use you need to blow out of it to get any of the crap out and make sure it doesn't get contaminated. It also pays, once you've used this a couple of times, if you happen to get back to fresh water, is to rinse it out, dry it out after each use, and then store it away. Don't store it wet, you'll end up with all sorts of nasty stuff. A really good bit of kit. Could be the difference between life and death, seriously. You can drink any kind of water, apart from salt water, I believe, and that's going to get you out of trouble. So a really good piece to have in your survival kit is the Life Straw. The next item you should be really carrying in your hydration pack is a first aid kit, which is a bit of a no-brainer really. This one here is a tiny little pack, but it's got so much stuff in it. I've jammed loads of things. They've got plenty of bandages, I've got gauzes, all of them are still sterile in there. I've got disinfectant cream, I've got saline, I've got painkillers. I've even got a needle and thread in there, which I sincerely hope I never have to use because that's gonna really hurt. There's scissors and tweezers and splinter probes and a whole heap of things. Just think it through, you know, what am I going to need? What do I really want? You know, I've even got a Lemsip in there for if you're out camping and you've got a bit of a cold. 1,000 milligrams of paracetamol, can't go wrong. So yeah, first aid kit, make sure that goes in. So we're walking out, we've decided that's what's going to happen. You might want a hat. So something like this. It's nice, it's lightweight, it takes up no space, and a nice little bucket hat. Pop that on your swede, and that's going to help a little bit with the sun exposure. So where are we going? Do we know where we are? Do we know which direction to head? Do we know where the towns are nearby? It's very important. A little bag of tricks inside my bag of tricks. In here I've got some paper maps that I carry. Wherever I'm going, I'll print out some paper maps, pop them in there for just in case. What you don't want is to be relying on a GPS that relies maybe on satellite, probably on satellite, and definitely on batteries. So paper map doesn't need either of those things and will help you find your way. Will probably help if you've got one of these. Little compass, tiny little thing. They don't need to be flash, they're magnets, you know. So this one here is a little thing's probably about $5–10, I guess. It's even got a little light for night time, okay? And flick it the other way, a little red light for catching attention of somebody maybe. You never know. It's a tiny little piece that sits in there again, doesn't take up any space, doesn't weigh anything, could be super handy with your map to get you out of trouble if you have to walk out. In this little bag of tricks, I've got a couple of other things. In this little pocket here, I've got alfoil. Why would you want alfoil? Well, if you're out in the bush for a few days, you may stumble across some food of some sort. You might want to cook that up on a fire, wrap it in your alfoil and away you go. Keep the dirt out of it and stuff like that. Another good use for this, I unfold it and unfold it and unfold it. Again, it doesn't weigh anything, it folds down to nothing. You can get quite a lot. Something like that in the sunlight, it's going to attract quite a lot of attention. Planes going past, cars off in the distance, you never know. Well worth having. Like I say, weighs nothing, just pack some alfoil. Good idea. The next item in our survival kit are knives. Now I like to carry two. I've got the Swiss Army knife here. I don't need to tell you how handy they are. They're brilliant with all their little bits and pieces. A multi-tool, you know, that's a step up again, they're even better. And then I've got the fold-away larger knife there for more serious things. Knives are very important and they really should go into your kit. If it gets towards night time, you're definitely going to want a fire. So don't just pack a lighter, pack two. What if this one's out of gas? Another thing that is a really good item to have is a flint. You've got the steel in the form of your knife. So a flint and steel is a really good idea in case it's wet. These get wet, they're useless. Okay, so a flint will always provide that spark. And another little addition to that is in my bag of tricks again, in here, I have cotton wool. Bear with me. Cotton wool in a waterproof bag. Why? Well, if it's wet, you're probably going to struggle to get a fire going. These are tinder dry as long as you keep them in a waterproof bag, and I'm about to show you how easy it is to start a fire with a flint and steel and a bit of cotton wool. So what we do is we take our cotton wool and we fluff it up a fair bit so we get plenty of air in there and give ourselves a nice big target to actually try and get that spark into. We sit that on the ground like so. We get our flint, our steel. There we go. That was just a little bit too easy. From there, obviously, you started off with some twigs and a bit of grass. Happy days. That'll probably do. So now we're talking about nighttime. A vital piece of equipment to have in your survival kit is a headlight. Now this guy here is an LED. He's super bright. This one here, 200 lumens. It's really, really good. And what I like about this one, if I open it up, comes with a rechargeable battery. So I carry the cable, the USB cable, to charge that. But what's really great is that if that runs out, I can take that out of there and it will take AAA batteries, which I keep in a waterproof bag inside my bag. So I've got 6 of those, it'll take 3. That's going to give me plenty of light for a night or 2. It also has a red flashing light to attract attention. That's going to get you out of trouble during the night. Worth having, pack one. So if you're walking out, a really good thing to pack into your kit might be one of these. Now this is just a rain jacket, it's nice and light, scrunches down to very little, so it doesn't take up a great deal of room. Probably is the bulkiest part of all the kit that I've just shown you, but if you've opted to not wear your jacket when you walk out, maybe it's too hot, maybe it's too heavy, that's a decision that you would make at the time, but one of these, really lightweight, and should it rain, it's going to keep you dry, and every little bit of help in those sort of situations is going to buoy your spirits and help get you across the finish line. Another really handy item to have in your bit of kit is a pen and paper. So these are really handy for, even for yourself, just if you're lost, okay, you've got maybe no GPS signal or something like that, you need to keep a record of where you're going. It's really hard to keep mental notes of landmarks and kilometers and things like that. So what you do is you take a little note, turned left at this place here, tacho reading was however many kilometers, and then when you get to the next landmark, write it down again. Also, in the extreme circumstance where perhaps you've been bitten by a snake, you've done all the appropriate first aid for that. Now, maybe you've hit your PLB button and someone's hopefully coming to get you. You write a little note, this is where the bite is, this is what kind of snake I think it was, and you attach that to yourself in case you pass out, so that when they get there, they know exactly what the problem is immediately. They're not trying to guess, oh, did he break his leg? What's this, a heart attack? So that's a really good idea. Pen and paper. You could also use it for a little signal on the side of the road. Jam it on a stick, put it in the ground somewhere that's really obvious, so that if someone drives past it, they're going to see it and go, well, that shouldn't be there. What is that? Let's check it out. And it might have the information that is required for them to find you. So it's a good idea. It doesn't take up much room. I've got a pen in my Swiss Army knife, but otherwise a pencil's probably even better because it'll work in the wet. So yeah, another good addition, pen and paper. So last but not least is food. Now if you're out on an adventure trip, you're more than likely going to be storing some food on your bike. So if it was a life or death situation, you're going to grab as much of that food as you possibly can and carry it with you. However, a really good thing to carry in these hydration packs as part of your survival kit is some food that's going to last a really long time. I'll show you what I mean. So a couple of these guys here, these are a long life bar. Now they have 1,000 kilojoules each, and they will last forever. Now I've had muesli bars in the bottom of my bag that are easily 6 months old. Now that's pretty gross, but I'm a bit of a grub and it doesn't really bother me eating old food. So I've pulled those out of the bottom of the pack and eaten them, and they've been fine because they're just chock full of preservatives, which aren't great. I don't really, sort of promote eating preservatives all the time, but in a situation like that where it can just sit in the bottom of your bag and be ready for that day when you really do need it is a very, very handy thing to have. So keeping a couple of things like this, and even this guy over here. So that's rice, tuna and beans. That's got like a 9-month lifespan. So pack something like that into the bottom of your pack. And if any time on the trail, let alone in a survival situation, if you're hungry, you've got a really good amount of calories, kilojoules there to get you through. So it's a good thing to have. I also like to pack fresh fruit if I can. Obviously it's not going to stay fresh for very long, but it's really good to eat along the way. And this is one of my favorite things right here that I pack regularly. I'll show you. Okay, here we go. You ready? Lollies, candy, whatever you guys like to call it. All right, these are fantastic. Now normally I pack boiled sweets because I can just grab them out of my pocket, which I'll put a couple in my pocket, and throughout the day I'll just put a boiled sweet in and away you go. It just helps keep that blood sugar up because I've had trouble with that in the past. Lollies, candy, they're fantastic. Don't eat them all at once. It's not a good idea. So to have something like that in your survival kit, munching on those as you go, trying to walk your way out, is really going to buoy your spirits and keep that blood sugar high, which is a very important thing. So we've got all our survival kit. There's also a couple of other items that you can throw into that hydration pack just to help make life a little bit easier for you. I like to carry a lens cleaner, which I use obviously for the visor, because after a day's riding there's always bugs, always dirt, and it's always nice to have it clean for the next day. The other item that I like to carry is a tyre pressure gauge. It's probably a pretty good idea to check your tyre pressures reasonably regularly. So that's it, guys and girls. Thanks for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I sincerely hope you never have to use a survival kit, but if you do, flick me a line and let me know if I've helped you out. That'd be great. Also, if there's anything that you think I probably should have added, then let me know and flick me a message. Please don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you again on another episode of Escape Artist. Thanks very much. I am going to eat all these lollies, by the way. Never start eating lollies when you're hungry. It's a bad idea.